Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Mike Lawler is the king of Rockland County. He's Mr. Salt. He's a great congressman and a dear friend. Michael, good morning. How are you, pal?
I'm doing great. I'm in South Florida.
You stop that. Stop it, Mike. Stop it.
I am.
You're
nice
just
down here.
You're just saying that to break my balls. Stop it.
No. I'm actually in South Florida right now. I'm coming back today, but I'm in South Florida.
Isn't it like Sean Hannity told me 2 days ago on this show was like 75 degrees?
It's been very nice.
You see Trump when you were down there? You down like Palm Beach?
No. I think he's in Washington.
Yeah. Where are you? Were you in Miami or Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale?
I'm in Miami right now.
Miami. Wow.
Yeah.
Were you down there for business or pleasure?
Business.
Business.
Got work to do.
You're hanging out with Randy Fine?
No, actually not. But we're down here and coming back today to the cold.
It's not cold.
Look forward to it.
It's not cold.
Just in time for the next snowstorm.
Right, it's coming again on Sunday, this new thing, but it's not even cold. It's bitter. It's frigid. It's dangerous. It's awful. But let me get to something you wrote. I actually read the whole op-ed. It was excellent. You said, New York, wake up. Wake up, New York. Take a good look at Minneapolis. And this is what the country looks like. And this is all in your effort to fix immigration. You're very, very honest in criticizing the last administration with the open borders. That's how we got here, right? That's how we got here. Whether you like what Trump's doing, you don't like what Trump's doing, you have to admit way too many people came into this country, way too many dangerous people. And at the very least, Trump is trying to clean it up. Now, clearly, he's had to retreat just a little bit in Minnesota, which makes some people uncomfortable, especially Republicans. Probably not you. But I know your effort here is to fix immigration with Minneapolis as the poster child, yes?
No question. Look, this crisis was in large measure created under Joe Biden. He allowed over 10.5 million migrants to come into the country, most of them illegally. It overwhelmed our cities, our social safety net, our public school system. It created a mess. And Donald Trump won in large measure because he said he would fix it. And the fact is he has effectively closed the border. We have had 9 straight months of net zero illegal border crossings. Now, remember, Chuck Schumer and Democrats all said we needed to pass legislation to shut the border down. That was a lie. We did not need to pass legislation to shut the border down. We needed somebody to actually enforce our laws. And President Trump has done that when it comes to the border. And so you have effectively stopped the illegal entry into the country. Second of all, he's won the argument when it comes to deporting criminal aliens. Even Democrats now say, yeah, we got to deport the worst of the worst. That's not where they were in his first term. In fact, if you recall, they opposed any effort to secure the border in his first term, including a deal to pass DACA. They would not take the deal because they didn't want to build the border wall. And so he has effectively won those two arguments about shutting down the border and deporting the criminals. Where they are starting to lose the argument is on the enforcement. And I've said this for years. People understand deporting criminals. They understand deporting people who have availed themselves of the court system. What they don't understand is when you start going after abuela, when you start going after children, that's where you lose it. And now you have 2 dead Americans on the streets, in part, I would say, because of the sanctuary city policies in cities like Minneapolis. They refused to allow the Minneapolis Police Department to work with ICE, to coordinate with ICE, to engage in crowd control measures. ICE is not prepared for crowd control. That's not what they were trained for. The police department is well equipped to handle crowd control, and it's why you don't see this type of situation in New York City, because the NYPD is fully engaged on that point. And so when you see cities across America that are cooperating, you don't have this level of protest. You don't have this level of public engagement with ICE. And that never should have happened. And I think this situation was entirely avoidable. I think it was preventable if you had the cooperation. I'm glad Tim Walz finally met with the president and spoke. I think the rhetoric needs to stop, calling ICE the Gestapo, folks calling citizens domestic terrorists. It's not helping anybody. So to me, the ultimate point is we have a system that hasn't been fixed in over 40 years. I'm going to be 40 in September, Sid. Immigration has not been reformed since 1986 when President Reagan was in office. I am not proposing amnesty. I'm not proposing a pathway to citizenship. You have to meet strict requirements. You cannot have committed a crime. You have to pay back taxes. You have to pay a fine. You cannot collect any government benefits whatsoever, and you must be employed. And I guarantee you, most everyone here who would meet that threshold, who has been here at least 5 years, so I'm not talking about the people who came here under Joe Biden, the people who have been here at least 5 years, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whose children and grandchildren are American citizens, whether people like it or not, it's a reality of the situation. And you either deal with this realistically or you don't. And we haven't dealt with it realistically for 40 years, and this is the crisis we're dealing with. And I guarantee you, if you gave people a choice between being deported or finding a legal path without citizenship, you can preclude citizenship. If you give them a legal path forward, 10 out of 10, they would take that deal because they want to be in this country, because they love this country. They want the opportunity to pursue their American dream, to create a better life for their children and grandchildren. And if we just approach this with a little common sense, a little dignity and compassion, the fact is the people who should be able to stay here will, and the people who should not be able to stay here will not. And that, to me, is how you fix this long term. There's over 25 million people that are undocumented. The reality is you're not rounding them all up and kicking them out. Anybody who says you are is a fucking idiot, because it's not happening.
Mike Lawler from way downtown. Bang, as Mike Breen would say, on fire early from South Florida. I love what you had to say there, Mike. That was great. Let me get to sanctuary cities then, because you're on record, too, saying we need to end sanctuary cities again, write down the President Trump playbook. I agree with you. Where are we in those efforts?
1,000% they need to be ended. I've been railing against sanctuary cities for years. One of my opponents, Beth Davidson, is trying to make Rockland County a sanctuary city. She wants to move forward with legislation in the county legislature to make it a sanctuary city.
Can you say her name again? Say her name again. Yeah. Who's this?
Beth Davidson.
Beth
She's a county
Davidson.
legislator.
She's a moron.
She wants to make Rockland a city and refuse to allow law enforcement to cooperate. It's a disaster. That is not what we should be doing in any way. The reason you had the situation in Minneapolis is precisely because local law enforcement was precluded from cooperating with ICE. This is why these policies are dangerous. They are foolish. They are ill-advised. If you allow federal immigration officials to enforce our immigration laws in cooperation with local law enforcement, you won't have this type of escalation. You won't have the need for a surge by federal officials because they're not getting cooperation from local officials. So ending sanctuary cities is critical. Now, here's my point. If you actually negotiate in good faith and you actually negotiate a legal path forward for people who have been here long term, who have not committed a crime. Again, anybody who's committed a crime, goodbye. But if you have not committed a crime while here, and you are here more than 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, as part of these negotiations, you get a few key things. You put forth a plan to eliminate sanctuary cities. You put forth a plan to require citizenship for the right to vote. You put forth a plan that would actually tackle the issue of reapportionment and stop illegals from being counted when it comes to reapportionment for congressional districts and electoral votes. That's something Democrats have been doing for years. It's why California and New York are sanctuaries. They want them counted in the process of reapportionment because they get more seats and they get more electoral votes. You can put forth critical pieces of legislation that Republicans have been advocating for years as part of any agreement. But you're never going to get those things if you don't find a path forward. And that, to me, is why this is about, if you actually want to legislate, then legislate. If you just want to use the issue, which is what has been happening for 40 years on both sides, if you just want to use the issue, then we're going to continue in this same vicious cycle. We're going to have the same freaking problems for the next 40 years.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.